not quite Wordsworth, but sufficiently resonant that when the message arrived, I was thinking about its sender. Was this the first time she'd thought about me? Letting her mind drift to a time when Like a Prayer was top of the charts, wondering what happened to that guy she met in a Melbourne bar and fell in love with? Just a browse of her contacts list and a casual, wonder what he's doing now. Click on Adam Sharp, type 2 letters, send. There had to be more to it. For a start, I would not have been in her contacts list. We had not been in touch since email was invented. The address suggested that she was still in Australia. I checked the World Clock website. 1:15 p.m. in Norwich was a quarter after midnight in Melbourne. Was she drunk? Had she left Charlie? Had he left her? Maybe they'd split up 15 years ago. She was still using her maiden name. No surprise there. She hadn't changed it the first time around. I knew barely anything about Charlie, not even his surname. In my mind, it was the same as hers. Charlie Brown, the little bald cartoon character in his baseball mitt. It's a high-fly ball, Charlie Brown. Don't miss it, Charlie Brown. In real life, I was the one who'd missed it. One night, after a few pints, I'd Googled her. I got nowhere. Angelina shared a name with an equal opportunity commissioner and a newspaper columnist, and finding her among the litigation and opinions had been too much for my beer-addled brain. Unless I searched images, I stopped myself. Angelina had been, an addiction, and the only way to deal with an addiction is abstinence. Maybe. Time passes. Every alcoholic wants to prove they're cured. Surely after 20 years in a committed relationship, I could exchange an email or two with my ex-lover who had, as the Americans say, reached out. She might have a terminal illness and want to tie up the loose ends. I could blame the breakfast conversation with my mother for that thought. Perhaps she and Charlie just wanted advice on holiday options in northern England. Looking for somewhere cold and miserable to get away from this interminable sunshine. What would it say about my relationship with Claire if I felt too vulnerable to respond to an innocuous query? I let Angelina's email sit until the evening. I was still weighing my options when Claire arrived home. Our conversation was shouted between my room and the bottom of the stairs, but I could picture her in her important meeting grey suit with the green scarf and the chunky-heeled boots that brought her up to a neat 5'4". Sorry, meeting went a bit over. Dinner smells good. Jamie Oliver, chicken casserole. I've had mine. Do you want a glass of wine? Bottle open in the fridge. How's your mum? Haven't got the results yet. I think she's a bit scared. Did you give her my love? Forgot. Adam, better not have. Have you fed Elvis? You'd know if I hadn't. That was a fair snapshot of the relationship that Angelina's email might test. We were a functioning household. We didn't fight. We enjoyed meals together on the weekends. We looked out for each other. Good friends. Nobody writes songs about those things, but there is a lot to be said for them. We had done better than my pub quiz teammate Sheila and her husband Chad, who cared for everyone except each other, or our friends Randall and Mandy, whose battle for custody of their IVF twins had left casualties from San Jose to Liverpool, or my parents, for that matter. But the last few years had seen a fading of what was left of the romance. 2 months earlier, I'd purchased a single bed for my study, ostensibly because of my snoring, and Claire needing her sleep because she had a lot going on with the prospective sale of her software company. Our sex life had followed me out of the bedroom, and I didn't miss it as much as I thought I would. I wasn't sure if that was a good or bad thing. Our situation was probably not so different from that of many couples our age. It would be a stretch to blame any shortcomings on a relationship that had ended 22 years earlier. I didn't think about Angelina when I was deep